It's because black people, y'all cry too much. Y'all complain too much. You're victims. Here's the thing. That crying, that complaining is what caused black people to fight. If it weren't for black people put in prison for fighting and getting murked a lot of times, if it weren't for that, a lot of minorities in this country wouldn't have these systemic opportunities that we do today. The irony that I see when I see Mexicans or Mexican Americans tell black people that y'all cry too much, y'all complain, y'all just victims. But it is that crying and that complaining what caused y'all to fight for all of us. For all of us. Literally, we Mexican, and I speak for myself, we're so prideful that we choose to be quiet a lot of times as we're being systemically mistreated and we face systemic inequalities. And due to that is why we as Mexican people are so behind. It's so behind, and we get mistreated so much in this country because we don't complain. We don't cry. We are just bullied around, being pushed around by everybody, as opposed to black people who said, nah, we're going to fight. And that sacrifice while fighting has enabled all minorities, not just Mexicans, Asians, Indians, everybody in this country benefits from the civil rights movements that was fought by black people. So my personal opinion in regards to black people always complaining, black people always crying, we need to stop identifying that as crying and complaining and really call it, we're tired of systemic inequality, systemic oppression, and we are going to finally stand up and change things. That is what a lot of Mexican people can't see. We call that crying, but the reality is that the reason why we are in the conditions that we are is because we don't cry yet.
Wagwan the world, grand rising all of you, grand rising kings and queens, grand rising the descendants of kings and queens from Africa and across the ocean. Welcome back to my YouTube space. Thank you so much for coming into this space where truth is told without apology. Now, today's topic is something that have been bubbling under the surface, but now I think it's time to bring it over. It's boiling over. Now it's not under anymore. We need to talk about the growing number of Latinos, the growing number of Mexicans and other immigrants or other minority group who are finally realizing something powerful. Because same black people that was once accused by this same group about complaining, the same black people that were called names, that were called they are victimizing themselves, were actually the ones who fought for the very freedom on the very rights that they are enjoying right now. So saying that we need to talk about them is because a lot of Mexicans are coming out, a lot of brown people, a lot of minority groups are coming out acknowledging black people and saying words like they were right. If not for the complaints of black people, we were not here. And that's the reason why we need to talk about this. I need to react on this. But before I go down there, I want you to watch these clips first, and then we come back with the more banger.
I'm just going to say something that needs to be said among Latinos, among the Latino community, especially among Chicano community, Mexican Americans, Latino Americans, okay? If it wasn't for black culture, black people, black communities, black leaders, black artists, black music, all of it, if it wasn't for that, we would have an entirely different experience in the United States. Here's the difference between black folks and Latino folks. The black people in America, their ancestors fought for the rights that we all get to fucking enjoy right now. So many Latinos act like white folks just decided to give Latinos rights, just decided to let Latinos vote, just decided to put laws in place so that you could buy property. If it wasn't for black leaders, Latinos wouldn't even be able to bring their kids to a public school. We have a lot of the privileges that we have today because of the Civil Rights Act, because of the Fair Housing Act, because of Voting Rights Act, which for those of you Latinos who voted for Trump, you're welcome. If you are Latino, you better recognize the gift that we were just handed from Black people. So it actually makes sense that more Latinos voted for this president because you didn't have to work for the rights that you were just handed. And don't worry, I will be talking about immigration too, but for right now, I just want to give Black people their flowers. I want to give Black artists their flowers. I want to give Black culture their flowers, because if it wasn't for them, I would not be who I am. Happy, beautiful, beautiful Black History Month from this Latina and most Latinos that have common sense.
Now I can empathize and sympathize with the Black community. I've never been able to do that before because I would hear them say things like, oh, you know, we walk down the street and we get profiled and, you know, cops will just suddenly stop and frisk or whatever just because of the color of their skin. And I always thought like, you know, it's a little bit of a stretch. It feels like a little bit of a stretch. That person must be doing something, right? And obviously I've never experienced that before. I've never felt that way before and stuff. And so I always thought like, ignorantly, by the way, on my part, thinking like, you know, I think you guys are, because I'm brown, you know, I've never felt that and stuff like that, you know, I'm also a minority. But now, with us, it wasn't the cops. Cops aren't just randomly to go and checking in the past. But now it's our turn, right? Now we feel it. Now we feel like, crap, can I just go down the street? Do I need my paper? You know, it's like, why are you stopping me? I'm a U.S. citizen. We're not doing anything wrong. And now we're being persecuted. And so now I'm thinking like, crap, this is what the Black community meant, you know? And I kind of feel bad. Well, I feel bad because I never really could understand where they were coming from or where you guys were coming from. But I can assure you that now that it's here with us too, it's like, crap. I honestly, legitimately didn't think it was real. But it's real as hell. And it's obviously minority groups that are targeted and persecuted pretty much. And it's right now with us is because we're brown. You guys have had your turn when, you know, cops were just in bigger cities, urban areas, stopping disproportionately, you know, the Black community and stuff. And I just want to say, like, I guess now I understand. I think moving forward, there's going to be a little bit more unity because we now can see where you guys are coming from. Well, at least I can, you know. And so, yeah, guys, I just want to say sorry for being ignorant before, but I hope this unites all communities, not just minorities, and call out things for what they are, regardless of the race.
African American community is the only community that has the power in this country to change anything. They are the only one with the experience of civil matter. They are the only one que tenían el esclavo ahí mismitico. They are the only one that are not going to get deported anywhere, and you cannot put them all in jail. So African American community, which is the community that is stepped on by Cubans, the most are the only ones that are going to save the Latinos. And I clap for the African American community that has not come out because it is not. I do. We didn't do shit for them.
I get it, but I don't.
Me and you support, but in masses, we didn't support anything that was going with them. Latinos look at Cubans specifically, and I'm not gonna talk about any other community because I'm not part of that community, even though I'm a Latina with them. Cubans talk shit about African Americans.
It's true.
Cubans did not support African Americans. Cubans think that they all victimize themselves, of this, all of that. African Americans are the only ones that are going to save your asses, Latinos. So you better start kissing. If you're going to kiss some ass in this country, you better kiss some Black ass.
Latinos in the United States have not earned the support of Black people for us to be demanding, oh yeah, why aren't they coming out to protest with us? Why aren't they engaging in activism with us? Because we haven't earned it at all, in the slightest. Or did you guys forget that 46% of all eligible Latino voters voted for Donald Trump in the 2024 presidential election? Or how about the fact that racism, anti-Blackness, colorism, all of these things are still very much pervasive in our communities? Bro, Latinos haven't even reconciled with the fact that they can't use the N-word. unless they're also black themselves, because Afro-Latinos exist. Oh, and if we're talking about Miami, oof, you'll see the whitest MAGA Latinos be like, bro, but I grew up in the hood. I grew up around black people. In Overtown or in Liberty City, I could say it, bro. No one's going to stop me from saying it. It's my right. I'm not racist. I have a black friend. We haven't even gotten over that. And we want black people to go to protests with us, to engage in activism with us, putting their lives, their freedom, their bodies on the line? No. I completely understand any black person that wants to just disengage, disregard us. I get it, guys. I really, really do. And we, as Latinos, as a collective, should not be harboring resentment against black people, criticizing them, getting angry at them, questioning them. No. No. Because we've earned this. They are completely justified in feeling the way they feel and doing what they're doing. Now, I would like to give a message to the black folks watching this video. You are completely justified in your feelings and in doing what you're doing, and I respect it. But please remember that black folks are also being affected by this persecution of undocumented migrants. And I feel like that's not talked about enough either. Here, Miami, Florida is the best example. Haitians, Jamaicans, Bahamians, Afro-Cubans, Afro-Hondurans, Garifunas, black people from all over Latin America and all over the world, Africans, just so many black people that are also undocumented that are really being affected by the persecution of this administration. And of course, much like any other entity in space, black folks in immigration detention centers, in the immigration system, are treated worse than their white, Latino, Asian counterparts. So it's really important to acknowledge that and just let you guys know. But yeah, Latinos, we need to tighten up. If you guys want the support of the black community, then earn it. Demonstrate that we can solve these issues of racism in our own communities, and please stop saying the N-word. If you're not black, don't say the N-word. It's really simple, actually.
Welcome back. Now, I have begun with those clips because those are Mexican who are coming out here and they're speaking loud and clear. And it have get a lot of tension and traction on social media because it's something that once upon a time, no Mexican or no minority or no brown someone could just talk about this openly. You know, even your own community could disown you for saying these bitter truths, because this is bitter truth to some of the communities that were sitting on the dining table, on the round table at night and discussing how disgusting black people are or disgusting black people are. But right now, at least we are in different generation and they are coming out in large numbers. You hear a Mexican voice saying clearly, okay? Saying clearly that black people complain too much, and which is okay because you always play a victim as black people. But after that, he says this, the same voice that we complain, if it wasn't for the black people going to prison and dying in the streets, minorities will have the systematic opportunities that they have today. Minorities could be suffering today, but because of this complaint of FBS, the complaints of black Americans, the complaints of black people is what is making black people or Mexican having these civil rights, the voting rights, and etc., etc. Now, let's pause right there. The truth is, Latinos or Mexicans have been scared to say out loud for decades. They have been scared to say what they are saying for decades. For example, just a few years, many non-black communities, especially some Latinos, some Asians, immigrants, some Arabs, and even some Africans, they have looked at black Americans in a different angle because they were sold these agendas and narrative about black Americans. Some of them, they say black Americans are they are noisy, they say they have anger issues, they say they are complaining, they say a lot of things, but these were just stereotypes about black Americans. So what they call complaining is actually what is helping them right now. When black people cried out against injustice, it is not that they are complaining. They are resisting. We are surviving as black people. We are fighting back with the little voice the system has left black people to fight with. Rose Park was not complaining when she sat down on the bus. No, Malcolm X was not complaining when he said by any means necessary. He was not complaining. Dr. King was not complaining when he marched through Alabama with fire horses and dogs waiting for him. It was not complaining. They were building a path that you are using right now, you brown and black and each and everyone, even white people. They were creating a path for others. Latinos, Asians, Middle Easterns, white people, immigrants of all kinds. This path is the one that they are working on right now, freely. That is not complaining. Don't call it complaining, call it what it was. It was a sacrifice of a black soul to the entire world. Now, black pain made your progress as a Mexican possible. Let's just talk facts for a minute. It was Black America who took the beatings in Selma. It was Black American who faced police dogs in Birmingham. It was Black Americans who forced America to pass the Civil Rights Act in 1964, which you are enjoying right now. Is Black American who took cases all the way to the Supreme Court. Is a Black American who brought that voting rights we are all enjoying, voting against our own self. Those laws that you see didn't just benefit black people. It opened doors for all minority people. Immigrant rights, workplace protection, anti-discrimination laws, education access. All this was work of black people. And all that was made possible by black struggle. So while you are enjoying those protections, never forget who paid for it. Never forget who paid the price. But somehow, someday, sometime, it always gets so much uncomfortable because some, not all, but some Latinos, Asians, even Africans, they go to America and join the anti-blackness, and they say things like black people are lazy, black people are like this, they work harder than them, they get handouts, they don't cause trouble. Let me tell you, those handouts that you think black people are getting, they are the same rights you are benefiting from. These protests, you side-eyed, the protests you are seeing, they are the reason you can speak freely as an African there. You eat from the tree that black people planted, then complain about the shade? What the kind of human being are you? Now, that is not even wrong. That is what we call betrayal. Because as long as we fight each other, we are not fighting the system. The system loves to divide oppressed people. The system wants the Latino immigrant, the Black American to blame each other. The system wants the African immigrant blaming the Black American, the Asian student blaming the black people. This is what the system wants because it wants us to be divided. That same system that locked up black fathers for decades is now locking Latino kids in cages. They are locking the Latino kids. The same system that denied black women health care is now stripping away reproductive rights for everyone. The enemy is not each other. The enemy is the system that feeds off our division because our division is being sponsored. That's what I say. Now, but here we have an awakening call. Something is coming up. And that's good news because some people are finally waking up and realizing the truth. Some Latinos are saying the truth out here. They have been telling the truth all along that black people have been cool. Black people, we were wrong about black people. And they are saying a lot of things just to praise black people. And that is just a start. It's not enough. It's a start. Admitting the truth is the first step. But the next step is standing in with solidarity. Standing in with solidarity. Some people are asking for brown and black unity, which I don't see if it's a bad thing. I'm okay with it. If the black community agrees with it, we are okay with it because we have to one big conversation about black and brown unity. We need each other. That's what I know. So what black people deserve is they do not need that praise. We already know that. We don't need a thank you card. We don't need your approval. But What you need to do, we demand respect to our history. We demand respect to our leadership. We demand respect to our continued struggle. Respect for the fact that we were the first to light, the first human beings, and everything that is coming the first to know about civilization, it's black people. So you say you are with us, then prove it. Show up when we are under attack. Pick up when we are demonized. Prove it. Don't be silent when the system tries to make us invisible. Because one thing I know, they have this divide and conquer role. And to my Latinos brother and sisters, we see your struggle. We know you have been through your own battles. We know the system hasn't been kind to us either. But never forget this. You didn't wake up to this country alone. You did not walk up to this country alone. You walked through a door that black people kicked open. We look the lashes. We took the bullets. We took the prison time. We took the media demonization, and we move on. If you ever find yourself standing tall in this country, it's because we laid down that foundation to make the ground flat for you. So now, we need you to rise with us, not above us, not instead of us, but believe you need to rise beside us. So, family, next time you hear someone say black people complain too much, you stop them and you say this, that complaining is not my right, or complaining gave me my right and gave you the right, that crying got your purpose, that marching got your family the freedom you enjoy today. No, black people aren't complaining. We are reminding. Tell me what you think in the comment section about this video. Until next episode, peace out.